Well, hello everyone, Philosopher Stoner 666 here. So I'm making a video in response to a YouTube user named Pauk, P-A-U-K. He made some comments on some of my older videos that I feel warrant further discussion that I can't just reply to in the comments. So we sort of asked the theme of, well, what happens after we die? What defines consciousness? Does it move on? Is there a reincarnation? I'll start off, I don't believe in the reincarnation of a soul, but the reincarnation of consciousness in general, in the sense that once you die, so the character of Philosopher Stoner 666, once I'm dead, and it's nothingness, is what I believe. But see, we never really die. Consciousness continues after we die. And one thing that I've learned is that anything in life, in the material world at least, is cyclical. So you had the Hindus called this cycle the wheel of samsara, and it was later expanded upon by the Buddhists, where they said everything is just creation, preservation, destruction. Creation, preservation, destruction, and the wheel spins. And the Hindus have a very pessimistic philosophy and believe that, things may be bad now, but don't worry, the good times are coming around, but then also the bad will return, and yada, yada, yada. Later on, the Buddha expanded upon this samsara wheel and said, no, this isn't all right, this isn't okay. The wheel is a malignant thing, and you want to get off the wheel. That the wheel is malignant. Now, I sort of believe the same thing, except I don't believe in the reincarnation of a soul, but the continuation of consciousness in general. So your consciousness will cease once you're dead, but consciousness itself will continue on. And so Pauk then sort of countered, well, what defines this consciousness? Does it move on? Is everything the same consciousness? And this sort of brought a memory back to me of a clip from the TV show The Sopranos in season 6, when the Tony Soprano character is in the hospital after being shot. The Polly Walnut's character sort of says, we're all sort of in the arena fighting for our lives all alone. And there's this sort of physicist character that says it's Schrodinger's equation. We perceive, say, this pen as a separate entity, two pens, but in reality they're not. It's like ocean waves. They appear as separate, but they're both water, or currents of wind intersect and they make a tornado. Everything is everything. Thomas Ligotti said, in a sort of inverted way, sort of said the same thing, that everybody is nobody. So your sense of self is a distortion. When you think about it, like take a seagull or any kind of bird, their birdness is the same. Like one seagull's brain is the same as another seagull's brain. Your uniqueness, that's just because human beings are different, where we have this sense of uniqueness. But really, if you take all these philosophies seriously, your ego is an illusion. Your self really doesn't exist. It's just a perception. It's a way your brain organizes all the thoughts, and what are those thoughts in general? Eat, sleep, shit, fuck. Eat, sleep, shit, fuck. That's pretty much all that's going on. And then we can sort of add to that art, culture, music, all those good things. But personally, I believe once you die, that's it for you. But you can never really truly escape this, because consciousness itself continues on. So in a way, yes, really, everything is everything, and everybody's nobody at the same time. It's sort of, my views are pretty weird, and I don't know if I make myself clear, but it's, yes, again, I would agree with the Buddhists that your ego is an illusion, and your sense of self is largely an illusion. And Thomas Ligotti believes the same thing, except he's not a Buddhist. He's closer to what I believe in. But is there a point to it? This is a tricky question, because it sort of, well, the people would want to then add to that, okay, if it's pointless, then it's meaningless. It's altogether way too meaningful. There's too much meaning to it that we sort of squander and waste that meaning. Life The meaning of life is basically, it's a value equation, and I prove this because we exchange value every day in the form of money. And sure, money might be a made-up social construct, but there's a value equation going on. I don't feel like cooking, so I go buy myself dinner. It relieves me of the deprivation of hunger and the tiredness of cooking and all of that. So, and then I agree in exchange for that money to go do some other work that the chef might find unpleasant, like cleaning, let's say. And we transact every day this money thing and this value thing. So clearly there is value in the universe, and consciousness is what creates that value. And so it's important to realize that, sure, you can kill yourself, but that'll be the end of you, but consciousness itself will continue, and that's important. There is no escape here, no real escape, unless the whole thing gets shut down. And again, this is just one guy's opinion. I don't claim to be the expert on it, but that's basically what I think. And for a large part, I do agree with the Buddhists and the Hindus that it's cyclical. And I've also become more of a bit of a pagan. The cycles of the seasons. So you have spring, summer, fall, winter, cycles of repeated rebirth and resurrection of at least the northern hemisphere of the planet. And in that sort of way, everything comes in cycles. So it really is almost kind of like the Buddhist wheel, where it just keeps turning and keeps going, and there's doesn't seem to be an end or a beginning to it. It's just been this way as far as we know for forever. Nothingness is a hard concept. Everybody is nobody is a harder concept to understand than everything is everything. But fundamentally, I believe they're the same thing. They're an inversion of each other. Which the main point to grasp, I suppose, is that yes, your ego is an illusion. And that's something hard to wrap your head around. It's very, brain explodes. But yeah, so I would say there is a point to it in the sense that it's meaningful, in the sense that there's a value equation. So it's not all random and pointless. Even though it appears that way, there's that meaning to it that I've just explained. But for the most part, yeah, it does appear very random and stupid, and crude forces are in control of precious commodities like consciousness, which is the only value creator in the universe. So I hope that sort of clarifies things. And yeah, thanks you for commenting on my videos and watching my videos. I'm glad somebody finds them illuminating. And yeah. Philosopher Stoner 666 out.